So you moved into, how did you get with them to be a referee? How did that come about?
So I think I was at the tail end of just wrestling. I was getting up there. I guess I'd say, what was I, 28? And I think I'd been gone home for so long already, and I was getting really homesick because living in a town of 2,000 and, four stoplights can get to you. So I remember we were in Kansas City as extras. And then I remember Jason was there too. I think Brian Breaker was there, but I went to Ty Bailey and said, "Hey, you got a second?" He was like, "Yeah, real quick, what?" So I said, "Look, man, I've had tryouts. I've been here doing extra plenty of times. Like, what's it going to take to get a job? I'm just kind of sick of it all. I'm ready to go home." He goes, "Well, you know what? You ever thought about being a referee?" And I was like, "Well, yeah, I started out as one, but yeah, okay. I mean, do you need one?" So I cut that hair. We've got pay-per-view Elimination Chamber next week in St. Louis on a Sunday. Then they go Indianapolis to Chicago for Raw and then SmackDown. As they were going, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday at the time. And I said, okay. So we go home that week. I cut my hair. We show up. All of us show up at St. Louis TV pay-per-view, and I had a quick interview. Like Ty Bailey, I think he didn't have time for me in the daytime, and Johnny was busy. That stuff was going on. If you guys remember, that Elimination Chamber was the one where Taker got burned. So, needless to say, it was a bad day for talent relations.
Yeah, we were actually talking about that
I didn't want to
earlier.
talk to anybody. Yeah, so that was the paper we were at. He got burned, and he was just like, if you remember him, just walking down the ramp super fast, un-Taker-like, and I thought he was drinking water in the pod the whole time, but he was actually pouring water on the burn for the 20 minutes that he was staying in that pod with no care. So TR, talent relations, that was the last thing they wanted to do was talk to me. But somehow then in the night, he pulled me in real quick and asked me for a quick, tell me about yourself. I said where I started, Sacramento, same school as actually John Morrison before he went to Tough Enough. That was the same school, same trainer in Sacramento. And then went over to Harley's. I said I've been his head trainer for the past year. But and then from there, he was like, well, can you pull a 250-pound guy off another 250-pound guy? And I thought it was a trick question. So I was like, well, I mean, I wrestled in high school, and I think I'm decent, pretty tough, It's like, yeah, okay, I can do that. He goes, well, that's the job. Are you okay with relocating to Tampa? I was like, no, not a problem at all. And next thing you know, the following week, they flew me to Pittsburgh to do testing, and then blood testing, joints and body, make sure you're in good tip-top shape, just like an NFL combine or something like that. And then next thing you know, it was get packed up and get ready to relocate to Tampa. Wow. And then that's how I got started to be a referee. So it wasn't even the traditional way of being a referee on the indies or nothing like that. It was just, as a worker, they kind of just transitioned me right over to being a referee, which might have been a good thing, because down in FGW, Florida, in Tampa, it was, you kind of learn from scratch, so there's no bad habits that they had to get out of you. It was just learning on the go.